talked about where you could store your equipment, but what about keeping supplies on hand? Well, you're in a building, right? So
yeah, you're in a building, you can use their storage.
Yep.
If you need to have some sort of supply, I don't know where you're getting it from. You need to have a minimum. Don't order a bunch of stuff unless you know you're going to use it. I would like to say it's common sense, but you have to have something too at the same time. Like, it takes 4 days for me to get this. Well, you probably should have some of it at your house or in your storage unit, wherever it's at.
What about running out of product on a job and you don't have any in storage? What do you do?
Depends what the product is.
Well, let's choose something that would run out commonly.
Neutral cleaner to mop floors.
So what do you do?
Well, I will go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, and find myself some neutral cleaner for that night.
I think the important thing with that is that it is just
that night.
It's just that night. Don't get addicted to going over to Lowe's, Home Depot, and all these other places. Choose a partner that does Jansen distribution, and make sure that you're getting the right product. And if you're using stuff that's like a RTU system, you're going to know way in advance that you're getting low, right? And you're going to be like, hey, this is 2 inches in the bottom. I need to get another bottle, and that concentration.
It's not really you. It's when you start to get employees and like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you, but now I'm out.
Oh, I love it.
Like,
that's my favorite.
Out now? Like, yeah, I'm out now. I've actually been out for a week and I just keep forgetting to tell you.
I've been mopping with water and a dirty mop.
But it's fine because the water doesn't get dirty. There's a whole story about that though.
That's another story we could tell. What about laundering, since we're talking about towels and mops and stuff like that?
So about microfiber, as you know, we use microfiber. We don't use shop towels. We don't use those, they call them bar towels, which is the cotton towels.
Terry towels, yeah.
Yeah, terry towels, you can call them that too. The great thing about microfiber is it is a synthetic fabric. So with synthetic fabric, it's going to be less likely to get contaminated.
Yeah.
The only thing you don't want to do is fabric softener and bleach. Will ruin it. So, but as far as like, where do I clean it at? You can clean it at a laundromat if you want. If you want to go in and clean it at a laundromat, it's really quick. If you're running a large company and you're doing all of your own towels. We also have done it where we're giving our employees, if they're like, let's say they're far out, not near our office, we'll give them a stipend of saying, okay, this is how much money we're going to give you every month to launder the towels.
Yep.
So they're laundering their own. You could do them, like I said, at your own house. I would just recommend that if you're doing your mops, not drying them, like hanging them to dry, because they're heavy when they're wet and they will ruin your dryer.
Yeah.
We go through a lot of dryers here. But, as far as delivering, it depends on the size of your business. Here we have someone that's part of their job. They're going to pick up soil. They're going to drop off. They're going to make sure everybody's situated. Every other closets look the same from closet to closet. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's. I know this is probably not one of our exciting topics, but it is the operational stuff that makes you not look like a hack.
Yeah.
And
it's our job as business leaders in our industry is to protect the brand, right? Is to protect is to create a persona of your company and sell it so people want to buy it, and then protect it. And so if you're not doing these little things, like you're not thinking like, because some people may be listening or watching this right now and they're like, I don't want to spend the money at Regis. I'll just go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
I have my employees clean the towels, and then they show up to the building and there's towels that are wrung out, after they've been rinsed in a mop bucket or a mop sink, and they're hanging all over the janitor closet.
We've seen that before. It's like, hey, what are we doing here? Then we go into a suite at a college and they put them all over.
Yeah.
All over a dorm room, all their beds everywhere. Like, what are we doing here? Oh, we clean them in the sink. I'm like, no, and woo, I'm glad you're not our guys.
Yeah. So these are things that it's like going back to planning, going back to what is professional. And I think in this case, it's like if you're starting out, you can run out of your home. You shouldn't look that way.
Yeah.
If, and your employees shouldn't think that they're waiting on towels because, you had to, wash some delicates at your house first. It's like, no, you need
comforter in the wash.
I have my comforter in and the dryer's taking too long, so I'm gonna have to wait to get your towels. That's not even an option. It's the wizard behind the curtain. All the drama happens behind the curtain. You just need to do it. Your job is to give your employees everything they need. Your job is to make sure that client doesn't recognize that you're struggling with certain operational things. If they do recognize that, they think it's systemic. If it's systemic, then they start finding somebody who's not going to do it. So, this is an important topic because it has I think, a more overarching type of, situation here. You've got to consider the cost not only of the office lease, but you got to consider the cost for furniture and paint and branding and what paint colors you're going to use, and are you going to put a logo on the wall? And the answer should be that you're doing all those things. Yeah, right.
There's many people that say, okay, I'm ready to get an office, right? You really need to sit down, like, what does that mean for me? As now I'm the business owner, right? Am I going to go to the office? You got to look at that too. Like, well, I sit at my house all day, but I think we're ready to get an office.
The questions we get often are what you just said, right? Is like, where should I conduct interviews? Like, where should I have employee interactions? And where should I have meetings, training, classes, things like that?